People are opening their paychecks right now and doing something they usually don't do. They start staring at the taxes, not at the take-home pay, not the direct deposit, just the taxes. And by the end of this video, I'm going to show you why this tax revolt conversation is really not about taxes at all. It's about people realizing the cost of normal life has crossed the line. Because at some point, people stopped saying, how do I budget better? And started saying, why am I paying this much and still falling behind? And that's the dangerous part, because this isn't just some random internet trend. More people online talking about refusing to pay taxes, delaying tax payments, changing withholdings, claiming exempt, and basically saying, if the system won't listen to us, maybe it'll listen when the money stops. And you can feel why that idea is spreading, because people are tired right now. And they're tired of watching every bill go up. I mean, they see property taxes go up, insurance, utilities, groceries, gas is just exponentially going up, car payments, credit cards, all of that. And then the paycheck shows up looking like it already got robbed before it even made it home. It's like your money walks in the door exhausted. It's almost like your paycheck is saying, I tried, they just jumped me in payroll. Now there's a story going around about a 25-year-old in Phoenix who started a new job and checked exempt on his paperwork because he said he was tired of watching money disappear before he even got a chance to touch it. And honestly, that sentence alone tells you where people are emotionally right now. Because this isn't really about taxes. It's about the feeling that every paycheck already has too many people waiting for it. I mean, you already have the mortgage, the insurance. You already have the utility company and the grocery store and the gas station. At some point, people stopped feeling like they were earning money and started feeling like they were forwarding it. And that's why this conversation is spreading online so fast. Not because millions of people suddenly became tax experts, but because millions of people recognize the pressure. And the dangerous part is when financial pressure becomes emotional exhaustion. Because exhausted people start saying things like they would never normally say. They'll start saying things like, I'm done, or I can't keep doing this. What's the point anymore? That's the real story underneath all of this. It's not rebellion, but it is burnout. And you can actually feel that burnout spreading into normal life right now. People are sitting in their driveways longer before going inside. Couples are delaying conversations because they already know it's going to turn into a stress conversation about money. People are checking bank accounts before buying groceries, before dinner, before even getting gas. They are checking their accounts before doing literally anything. And that's not normal middle-class behavior. That's survival behavior. And once a country starts shifting from planning behavior to survival behavior, everything starts to change. Now, yes, there are absolutely serious consequences if somebody stops paying taxes or starts playing games with withholdings. I don't recommend messing with the IRS at all. And social media has a way of making risky ideas sound simple, but they're not. But the emotional reason people are even listening to those ideas in the first place is the bigger story. Because people feel squeezed from every direction at the exact same time. And this is why so many people's comments are so intense. People are not just talking about taxes, they're talking about a feeling of betrayal. They're saying the government is corrupt. They're saying people are not mad enough. They're saying we don't get represented. People are saying this at every level of life right now. I mean, think about it. You have so many taxes that you pay already. Federal, state, property taxes, sales, gas, utility, hotel taxes, resort taxes, airport taxes. At some point, the receipt looks less like a receipt and more like a hostage negotiation. And the deeper issue is this. People don't feel like they're getting a return on the money anymore. If taxes went up and life got easier, people would probably complain less. But taxes went up while life got harder, and that's the rupture. The roads don't feel better. The schools don't feel easier. Housing doesn't feel affordable. Healthcare certainly does not feel secure. The grocery cart doesn't feel normal either. So people start asking, where is all this money going? And once that question becomes once it becomes emotional, not intellectual, you start having a problem, because this is no longer about tax policy. This is just about trust. And trust is expensive to lose. Now, here's where it connects directly to homeowners. A lot of people are already having the same fight with property taxes. I mean, they bought the house, made the payment, they survived the interest rate. Then the tax bill shows up and says, you know what? I live here too. And the property tax bill keeps climbing even when home values stop climbing. And that's what makes people furious, because when values went up, they said, you know what? Your taxes have to rise because your home is worth more. But when values soften, the bill somehow forgets how gravity actually works. It only knows how to go up, but never come back down. And that's why homeowners feel trapped. You can't budget around a bill that keeps changing after the commitment was already made. The mortgage was the promise. The escrow account became the surprise ending. And then you add insurance to this whole thing. You add utilities and repairs, car insurance, food and energy, and suddenly ownership doesn't feel like stability anymore. It feels like subscribing to a house. Every month there's a new fee. Now, this is where the energy shock matters too, because even when headlines say there's relief, like, oh, oil prices fell or markets rebounded or ceasefire talks calm things down, the household does not feel relief immediately. The gas pump does not say, great news, the geopolitical tension eased slightly. It just says, that'll be $96, thank you very much. And businesses don't instantly lower prices just because one crisis cooled down. Airlines already priced in higher fuel costs. Trucking companies already priced in higher costs. Grocery distributors, they did the same thing. And once companies learn people will pay higher price, good luck getting them to lower it. That's like trying to get a hotel to remove a resort fee. They'll look you dead in the eye and say that fee is for the air near the pool. So even energy, if energy does come down, the damage already moved through the economy. I mean, gas affects food, food affects budgets, budgets affect credit cards affect stress, stress affects relationships, and now couples aren't sitting at the kitchen table saying, where should we go this summer? They're saying, which bill can wait just 3 more days?